I didn't say David is on deck. But next up, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Liam!
Hey, how we doing? Yeah, this is my first time in almost a year to the day, actually, August 3rd last year, so I'm excited to be here. I was in Boston about a month ago visiting a friend of mine, and there is no direct flight back to Boston into Redmond. You gotta take two legs. You take one from Boston to Seattle, and then, from Seattle to Redmond from there. It's about 5-6 hours that first flight. And I love window seats. I love sitting there looking out the window, having a good time on the plane. And I think that might be partially due to the fact that I haven't had enough experiences on long flights. This was my first 5-6 hour flight where I was sitting out by a window, and it seems like maybe the universe was trying to tell me something. Because I got on excited. I got on ready for this, because fuck, it's an airplane, It's just the most amazing, integral thing ever. Because when you're on an airplane, you're defying the physics that, we learned in that class I failed. And the thing about it is that I came in ready, I came in good, and I see this guy walking down the aisle. He's got these two little kids. He's got a little boy who's like 6 years old, and a little girl who's maybe 3 or 4. And he sits them right down next to me. And he kind of straps them in, and he sets them up with a computer. And, can you see me all day? Sets them up with a computer. And then this guy just leaves. The guy just left. He's fully gone. He's either in first class or he's no longer on the plane. And it took me a second to realize that I was babysitting his kids. I started getting itchy, because I know I'm going to have to use the restroom at some point. And these are little guys. I don't know if they're up on their plane bathroom protocol. I don't know how that's going to go. So my first bet, I'm like, all right, I'll just hold it. The whole time, 6 hours is fine. And maybe 3, because I kind of started off bad. I kept taking refreshments, and that all has to go somewhere if you keep drinking those. You gotta put those somewhere. So I get to this point where I realize it's either tap this kid on the shoulder, try to get by him, or use a piss bottle. And I wasn't sure if an air marshal would be super excited about me using a piss bottle. So I turn to this guy, little boy, I tap him on the shoulder. He has to take off his headphones. He's got these really big ones, right? So there's like ear mufflers. He takes them off. He turns to me, I tell him what's going on. And he's just ready. Like, this is the most prepared little boy I have ever met in my life. I turn to him, I say I have to use the restroom, and he goes like, "You have to use the bathroom?" I was like, "Yeah." He then got up and shoved his sister so hard that he interrupted what is possibly the most crucial scene of Boss Baby 2 Back in Business. I didn't have to see the title, guys. I'm just familiar. This little girl is pissed. She's like, "What?" And he's like, "This guy's got to go to the bathroom." And I can see the indecision in her eyes. And also, kind of in her hand, because she's not pausing the movie. It's that scene where the baby is riding the pony through traffic. I'm sure you're all familiar. She eventually gets ready. She listens to what he's trying to do. And then the two of them get up without moving anything. What they do is they slide out from under the tray tables and they walk across the seats. And then they just looked at me. Like, we've done our part. Like I wasn't 2.5 feet taller than them. And I know what it was. It was a driver's ed moment. It was one of those moments where, like, I know their dad had taught them all the theory, but they also obviously had no driver's ed experience. Because I had to come back, and I had to say to them, like a jackass, "Can you come back and maybe move some of this stuff first?" And they came back, and they moved the cups, they moved the food, and at one point the little boy put the computer on the ground, and he just kicked it. He just kicked it under the seat. And I'm not an IT guy. right? I'm not his dad. I didn't know what to say to him. Because maybe it works better like that. Frankly, I'm just trying to get out of there. So I get out, and I look at this guy, look at them, and they've already set it all the way back up. Everything that was there is now ready for me waiting, so that 3 minutes later when I get out from peeing, I gotta come back right to do it again. That's what I got. Thanks.